Let me tell you about Gloria Brinker. Gloria Brinker started her career in occupational therapy, working in subacute, long-term, and acute therapy. After 9 years, she was offered the position of Director of Rehab and Wellness at the Covenant of Retired Benediction Sisters. She learned firsthand the positive effects natural health, diet, emotional, and spiritual health had in rehabilitation outcomes. After 5 years, Gloria felt compelled to continue her studies and is presently certified in natural health, massage, reflexology, healing touch, and is an NES and EVOX practitioner. Gloria focuses on functional health, including educating others on how the body functions and how to support the body in doing its job, how to help us survive and thrive. And this girl knows how to have fun too. She has the best laugh in the world and the best Minnesotan accent. So, Gloria, I am so grateful and so excited that you're here. Can't wait to hear your education. Thank you.
All righty, so I am going to get going right away to, of course, I gotta try to screen. Okay. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so can everybody see my screen? Yes, okay. So what I will say, honestly, when people talk about what one of their favorite products is, with LifeVantage, this is it for me, or one of them. I mean, there's many, many ones that are awesome and great. But this Omega is phenomenal. And I've just seen it with so many clients. Even when clients will come in, I do a form of muscle response testing, kinesiology. And this one just always tests so very, very well when I'm testing them. And a lot of good things are in this one. And then that's why probably too that it tests so well. So tonight what we talk about is what is Omega Plus and what is the plus behind it? Like, why is it so much better than probably some of the other kinds of fish oils that are out there? And so what is it? What's the difference from other omegas and why you should take it now and forever? So that's really what I want to do. So most of this is taken right from the LifeVantage website. So make sure that if you ever have any questions, you go directly to there because there's tons of information on there. And so it says only the finest fatty acids. Okay, so there's good fats and then there are great fats. And when it comes to your brain, your heart, and more, only the best fats deliver the benefit that you actually want. Fatty acids are the building block of all of your cell membranes. And I want to go into that a little bit more detail in regards to what does that actually really mean? It's fuel for your muscles and then also including your heart and your brain and other vital organs that you have. Omega Plus really delivers all of these powerful 3-in-1 blend of the DHA, the EPA, the omega-3 fatty acids, omega-7 fatty acids, which is very uncommon for an omega to actually be offering the omega-7 fatty acids. I love it that LifeVantage is always so on the cutting edge of so many things because there's not a lot of omega-7 is a very probably more new studied omega that's out there. And so it's awesome that, again, LifeVantage is always on the cutting edge of all of these things. And then vitamin D3, too, so that all of those things together can really help to support our brain health, cardiovascular health, our skin health, and then our immune system. Okay, the Omega Plus fish oils are from cold water fish and 100% traceable from boat to bottle. And again, I'm going to get into a little bit of detail that a little bit later, but that is so vital that we know where they're coming from, that we don't have a long time frame from when the omega or the essential fatty acids are actually extracted from the fish, put into the capsule and put into the bottle, because you really want to make sure that you know that that's done in a very efficient manner. And then this is very sustainably produced with this formula that's mercury-free and lightly flavored with lemon and lime. And I want to tell you why that is so fascinating that they are actually done in that way. So again, most of this comes right from that LifeVantage website. It says here, the omega-3 fatty acids, they're long-chain fatty acids. Whenever you see something that's a long-chain fatty acid, it means it's a slippery oil, okay? So think about that when, like even in massage oils are slippery oils. They're not sticky oils. We don't want sticky oils in our body. We want very slippery oils in our body so that our blood and even our like our cells and things like that can flow more freely. We don't want anything sticking in our body, okay? It's found primarily in fish in the very cold climates. And it helps to keep the cell membranes flexible and able to communicate better. Then we also have the DHA and the EPA. These again are long chain omega-3 fatty acids that help to maintain a healthy heart, blood vessels for cardiovascular support. Okay. So what really kind of are these? The thing of it is that what you have to know and understand is that all mammals, fish, and also us, because we are mammals as well, we can take in walnuts and flax seeds and chia seeds and all that, but we actually have to make the EPA and the DHA inside of our bodies. And so some people, if they're compromised with their digestive system or compromised with other kind of metabolic processes in the body, that becomes very difficult. But our body can take in those omega-3s, but our body must convert those omega-3s into the EPA and the DHA. And remember, I said all mammals do this. So fish actually eat and they convert the omega-3s that they're taking in through the plants that they have, and they're converting it actually into the EPA and the DHA. And then our internal organs and glands can use it much, much better. So when it comes from that fish oil, that work has been done by the fish. So we can get omega-3s from the fish, but we can also get the EPA and the DHA that is readily to be used within the cells of our body. And so it's just a much more efficient thing because it's already broken down for us, okay? So what do these kind of things do within our body? And once again, little on the left-hand side there, I said they can come in from other sources, flaxseed, avocado oil, nuts, and seeds, but again, it has to be broken down into the body. So EPA, it's an omega-3 fatty acid, those long-chain fatty acids, okay? And that it actually reduces cellular inflammation. And whenever we want to look at inflammation, oxidative stress, of course, causes inflammation, but we want to be helping to reduce inflammation as much as we can in the body. And when the fish had already done the work for us and it already broke it down for us, then we can reduce that cellular inflammation more efficiently within inside our cells. The DHA is very, very good for our brain health. Okay. And again, it occurs in those fish oils and algae oil, things like that. And then the omega-3s, again, occurs in those very fishy, those very oily fish. So it can even be like salmon and things like that. But that is an omega that is very, very important for heart disease and stroke. So these are the things that it does inside the body. Once again, the most amazing thing to me is that we allow the fish to do the work for us, and then it just makes it readily available to get into our cell and do the work that it needs to be doing with the inflammation, with good brain health, and then again, heart attack and stroke and things. So it really does help with that, okay? On here, it's just a little more broken down into that EPA and that DHA, and who doesn't want more improved blood platelet functionality? Okay, reducing inflammation, that occurrence of the heart attacks. It's necessary for transporting nutrients through the cell membrane, and it improves blood flow. And one reason I want to talk about that is the cell membrane is extremely, extremely important. And we want to keep that cell membrane very healthy. And so when we can get some of these essential fatty acids into that, it keeps that cell membrane very healthy. And we know that on the outside of every cell membrane, we have these little pumps that it's like a potassium sodium pump. And that's how we get nutrients into the body, waste products out of the cell, okay, nutrients into the cell, waste products out of the cell. But the cell membrane integrity is extremely important so that only what goes in is supposed to go in and only what comes out is supposed to come out. And helping that cell membrane to be a very, very good and to transport those nutrients through that cell membrane very efficiently is what the essential fatty acids help that our body to do. The DHA, it says it promotes that proper cell turnover, supports healthy development of blood cells, assists in the creation of blood cells, and it inhibits the forming of fatty acids from destroying the healthy cell. So we want to make sure that the outer cell wall is very efficient, and that's what the fish oils actually help to do. Okay. The EPA, going into that a little bit more detail too, it really helps with that heart health, joint health within there, and then also with different weight management. And so again, we want to make sure when we have the balanced amount of the essential fatty acids within our body, and we're not taking in bad oils, we want to be taking in good and healthy oils. because the last thing we want to do is to be having our fat cells be storing extra of bad and rancid or bad fats in there, because then those become hormone disruptors. When we have a lot of extra fats being stored in our fat cells, and I'm talking about rancid fats or unhealthy fats, when they're being stored in our fat cells, it increases inflammation. And then it also, like I said, they can become hormone disruptors. And we always want to be keeping our hormones even so that our body has the capability to communicate like it needs to be communicating. Another nutrient that is in there is vitamin D3. It is called the sunshine vitamin. Vitamin D3 must be made inside of the body. Okay, so that's a little bit different. There's a couple of different types of vitamin Ds that are out there, but we can take it in through our eyes and we can take it in through our skin, and then we can manufacture vitamin D within our bodies. And so then it can be metabolized further. It says there in the kidneys and the liver in its active form. Okay. Vitamin D3, oops, I'm sorry, it said extra one. So there are two different forms of vitamin D, and I want you to kind of understand that too, so that you know why vitamin D3 is becoming from our fish. Vitamin D2, I'm sure sometimes you see that at labels, that is sourced from plants. So we can take plants into the body, and there's more of like a supplemental form of it. Vitamin D3 sources must come from mammals. And again, we absorb sunlight in, combined with the minerals that we've taken in through plants and foods and things like that. And then our body manufactures vitamin Ds. And because fish are also mammals, they do the same thing. So when we're taking in our vitamin D from a fish source, it's because it's coming in from a mammal. So just so you kind of understand what the difference of it is. A lot of studies are showing that vitamin D3 actually helps to increase the vitamin D levels in our bodies faster than vitamin D2. So when people are getting vitamin D2 in from different plant supplements, nothing wrong with that. That's okay too. But vitamin D3 actually makes the biggest impact on the blood serum blood levels within the body. And of course, vitamin D3 is actually considered more of a hormone. I know it's called a vitamin, but it's actually considered more of a hormone. And that's why it really helps to regulate processes into and out of the cell and within so many different areas of the body. And so as you see on there, it's talking about if you would have a deficiency of vitamin D in the brain and some diagnosis that can come with that. Your immune health, your respiratory health. And that's why vitamin D3 is really considered one of the things that you should be taking anytime you reach cold and flu season. Our daily wellness has vitamin D in it. And so a lot of our cellular processes within the body, because again, it's a hormone, so it really activates a lot of metabolic processes in every cell of the body. That's why, again, too, it can help with the pancreas, the intestines, bones, and skin and muscles. So anywhere in the body really needs to have that vitamin D. And that's why the big push medically and also naturopathically is to really increase those vitamin D levels. When clients come to me and they are taking the omega, I'm quite impressed with how high their vitamin D levels are. And we do want to have high vitamin D levels. I've even had one particular lady who switched from a different vitamin D onto this, and it really did show up in her blood work that it made a huge impact for her. So vitamin D3, a little bit of the differences of it. And then we have the gift of having our omega-7 fatty acids within our omega plus as well. And so they have a little bit different chemical action within the body, in that it really, really helps with that communication between, it says, fat and muscle tissue. And when you can have that better communication, we can just optimize energy and the use and the storage of the energy that is within our cells. Okay. Benefits of the omega-7 again are heart health, hormone balance, very hydrating, and anti-inflammatory as well. Okay. So some other things that are actually in here, which is very, very pleasing to me as well, is that whenever I'm looking for a fish oil, I don't look anymore beyond LifeVantage, since I found the LifeVantage fish oil, is that it has this lemon oil and lime oil in it. And so what that really does, whenever you see essential fatty acids or fish oils in particular mixed with lemon oil and lime oil or a different citrus oil, it means that whoever's producing or manufacturing or making this is very, very concerned that the fish oil does not go rancid. We found that citrus oils, when you put them in with fish oils, keep the fish oil from going rancid. Okay? And you do not want that. The biggest danger, honestly, with people taking in fish oils is if the fish oil has gone rancid, because we always want it to be helping with that cellular membrane. And if the oil has gone rancid, it actually is increasing the like oxidative stress kind of within that cell, or it's actually contributing to more of like dirty blood and things like that within there. And so we do not want our fish oils to go rancid. And having the lemon and the lime um, oils in there, the citrus oils that are in there, it helps so the integrity of that fish oil so it does not go rancid. And again, we just don't want to have rancid fish oils going in because it actually increases inflammation. It makes the blood more sticky. It makes the blood more dirty, and it does not help the cells to communicate nor keep flexibility in the cell like we want it to. You would never eat something rancid. You would never eat rancid butter. If you smell rancid olive oil, I mean, you need to throw it away. If you're smelling anything that's rancid, you don't eat it. And a lot of times when people are buying fish oils in bulk, when they take fish oil, it tastes fishy. They burp up fish. They can't handle it. So way back when, I mean, I've been into natural health for over 20 some years. Way back when they used to say, if your fish oil is like it tastes fishy or something like that, you need to throw it in the garbage. Well, now some practitioners will tell people just put it in the freezer, because if you take the frozen fish oil, it's getting through the duodenum and into the small intestine, and then you won't taste the fishy taste. No, if you're tasting a horrible fishy taste, it's rancid and it is not of benefit to your body at all. So I think it's a gift that we can get these the very good things that have the lemon and the lime oil in them to keep them from that, okay? But you don't want to have rancid in the body, okay? Now, what I like to encourage people is to really be thinking about your omegas and your fish oils as getting lotion on the inside of the body. And that is just like vital, because without proper lotion on your hands get very calloused. Your hands get cracked. If if somebody with callous hands, they can't feel heat as well. They can't necessarily like feel, I don't know, feel as much with their hands because of the callus that's on it. And so it interrupts with many things that are going on in regards to their hands. Now think about that on the inside of your body. If you have calluses on the outside of your cell, nutrients cannot get into the cell as well, and waste products cannot get out of the cell as well, okay? Because the outer lining of the cell membrane is hard. It's got like a callus on it. And so you want to have very, very good fish oils going in. And like I said, think about you're putting lotion on the outside of all of those cells, okay? And that's what you want, so that cell membrane is healthy and good. It's not cracked, it's not rough, it's not anything. And then it can just work so much better. The other thing is that it really helps to keep the tendons and the muscles and the ligaments much more flexible like it's supposed to be. And please remember that includes your heart. When your heart is beating, you want it to have the flexibility to contract and to move the blood supply around throughout the body. If you don't have enough lotion inside and around there, that also becomes somewhat hardened, okay? And then your arteries, again, you want to keep those arteries very flexible. Once you have arteries that aren't flexible, they're almost like dehydrated, kind of dried out. It can increase blood pressure, can increase damage, all these kinds of things. So you want to have just as much flexibility in your body as what you can. And so that is where helping with the muscles, tendons, and ligaments. Now, the most interesting thing that I find is I understand how the body communicates. Many times that we think that the body communicates like through the brain and the nervous system and has to send all of these messages around. But with how quickly our body needs to react to things, needs to respond to things, we actually communicate more through the vibrations of the body. So when the outer cell wall is healthy and flexible, and the cell will vibrate, and then that sends signals out more like a whale calling in the ocean, where it sends out signals. That's how our body communicates. Yes, it is through the nervous system, but many times when something happens, it has to be faster than the nervous system is capable to do that. So the cells communicate through this tiny, tiny molecular vibration. And that's why the cell will be like, whoa, I just got a little virus attacking me. I got a little bacteria attacking me. And through that vibration, that signal, that wave signal that it sends out, it says, I need the immune system to respond now. And so when the outer lining of our cells is the healthiest that it can be, then it can actually communicate much, much better. Again, like I said, through that vibration. So always think of that getting lotion on the inside of the body. Think about what our external skin would be like if we wouldn't be hydrating it very well. And that's how all of the cellular membranes on the inside of our body needs to be that good and flexible as well. Okay. So really, what is the difference with our omega compared to some other ones? Is first of all that we know where it's sourced. We can trace it back. Again, the most impressive thing to me is when they know they have a goal of like an 8-hour time frame from boat to bottle, meaning that once the fish comes in, they extract it without any oxygen or anything like that present, because oxidation is when the essential oil, when the essential fatty acid actually goes rancid. And so they extract it without any oxidation there. And then they get it in the capsule and they get it into the bottle as quickly as they can. And so when I was researching it, it had said like a 6 to 8 hour time frame from boat to bottle. That is so impressive because it just decreases the susceptibility of that essential fatty acid from going rancid. We have this balance of omega-3s, the omega-7s, and the vitamin D3, which again is all awesome because it really is the overall function of keeping the cells flexible and able to communicate, and nutrients getting in, waste products getting out. And so it's a really, really good balance. They combine it with that lemon and lime juice again to really help to preserve it. Excuse me, and it's not juice, it's oil. But really to help to preserve that, to make sure that we do have the integrity and that it doesn't go rancid. And then I just order it monthly, just because you want to ensure that you are getting that essential fatty acid, that fish oil, as fresh as possible. So when you get it on the monthly subscription, it just comes and you don't have to worry about it. And so you really want to, again, deter people from ordering fish oils in bulk. Okay.
Thank you,
Okay.
Gloria.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.